This is WWSU 106.9 FM, and you are listening to the show Ohio is on Fire with me, Jessie, and normally Dan Diesel, but he's taking the backseat tonight to take part in this great debate. Tonight, we're having the Ohio is on Fire debate. The teams will be debating what is the most exciting thing to ever happen in the state of Ohio. There will be 4 rounds, and we're counting on you, the audience, to call in and vote to determine the winner. So, let's go ahead and introduce these teams. Team number 1, team number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, LS Goins would like to present the Kings Island team of Anthony and I, LS Goins. Ain't no chumps here, suckers! Wright Brothers, eat your heart out!
Alright. Well, you guys may have not heard me before, but I'm Dan Diesel, and I'm arguing for the Wright Brothers. And my partner has something to say.
Yeah, I'm James Reeves. I guess I'm on the Wright Brothers side.
You guys sound really excited.
Oh, mic 4, is that on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all on. It's all on. We're all here.
It's the top ones.
Alright, so the first round, here's how it's going to go. We've got 4 rounds planned. In this first round, each team has 6 minutes, and that's it, 6 minutes, to debate and introduce your opening statement for your choice. So, alright, team number 1, let's hear what's up.
Yeah, we won a coin toss at the beginning of the show. Me and James did.
What?
So we get to go first.
You're on the same team!
Me and first. Anyway.
That's fair enough.
Okay, but we are arguing in favor of the Wright Brothers inventing the airplane as the most exciting thing to ever happen in the state of Ohio. And the reason why we think so, because it changed the way that we do transportation in America. And it was very exciting for a time. The airplane got invented in around 1903. Of course, they've been working on it for like 4 or 5 years, the Wright Brothers. It was Orville Wright, and it was 2 brothers. And they worked really hard on this thing, and it was really... And no one had fought. It was like like nowadays, like we want the rocket launcher to be created where you strap it on, but it's not available yet. Well, that's what the airplane was like for the 18th century. People were talking about it. People come up with ideas, and they just couldn't do it. And these guys, they worked their butts off to pull this off, and it took flight. And before the airplane, all we had was I don't think we had cars yet. We had buggies with horses carrying on, and we had the train. And that was it. And with airplane, thanks to the airplane, new jobs opened up for good people. They could work as pilots or custodians on the plane, or waiters, you know, the ones that tried to serve you peanuts and little icicle waters, whatever. And the hot towel, don't forget about the hot towel. And that was all for because of the Wright Brothers. And it's made business convenient because business people, they have a quick meeting to go to. They can't make it there to a place real quickly with a train or a car, but with an airplane, they can get there within hours, so it made transportation better. And that's my part, and now James is going to give it a shot.
Okay. Well, yeah, the Wright Brothers are pretty cool. You know, sad thing about their brother Stephen, but, yeah, they started working on planes in the 1890s, and Orville did different experiments with wings and wind tunnels, and Wilbur did the control lines. But Steve, their brother, was actually the test pilot, and that's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Why? What happened to Steve? I think the viewers have a right to know what happened to Steve.
It says that he went into a depression and left. Never heard from him again.
So he abandoned the project, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it our turn, Dan?
It's your turn.
All right. Dan kept bringing up the fact that, you know, trains and things like that in his argument. And I will tell you one place that does have a train. Kings Island. That's right. Kings Island has it all. And also Dan brought up the point that, you know, aviation created a couple jobs. You know what else created a couple jobs? Kings Island. That's right. How many people in Mason, Ohio, and also Lebanon are employed because of Kings Island? How many people directly how many people in this are affected directly by Kings Island in Ohio? Probably a lot more than the struggling aviation industry. And how many people's lives are affected every day by aircraft. Probably not as many as are affected by Kings Island. There's people that are woken up by the rides because they live too close to Kings Island. There's people that work at Kings Island. There's people that eat near Kings Island. There's the whole strip there that's based on Kings Island. I'm thinking Kings Island is probably a bigger impact on Ohio economy than the aviation industry right now, because I don't see Boeing out here. Instead, they're down in Georgia or out in Seattle. That's right. And you know what? Their own brother ditched it, man. The Wright brothers, Stephen Wright, was just like, no, can't hang with that. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, you know who's not ditching out on Kings Island? Me. That's right, because Kings Island's awesome. You get the Beast, you get the Son of Beast. I think it's closed right now, but it's still pretty great. You get the Vortex. I mean, come on. Vortex versus Flight. You feel like you're flying. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Anthony.
I completely agree with it.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
Yeah. It's got some lovely points there. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say.
You know what? I'm going to throw out some data, if you will.
Uh-oh.
I'm not talking about Star Trek characters here.
Uh-oh.
You know who was at Kings Island? The Partridge Family. You know who else? The Brady Bunch. You know why? Because we're awesome. Kings Island is awesome. That's right. The 70s, the heyday of Kings Island, I wouldn't even say... No, you know what? I'm not going to say that. 70s, not necessarily the upswing on Kings Island. That's right. Because, you know what? Kings Island was the bee's knees when it comes to amusement, and yeah, it's just great. It's awesome. Everything about it. You know what? You know what else? This is a complete lie, but the original Eiffel Tower there, dipped in gold. That's right. It's a total lie, but I don't care. They painted over it. They used to sell ambrosia. That's right, and nectar. That's right, from Mount Olympus at the concession stands. Completely making stuff up now. But yeah, I'm gonna hand it back to Anthony.
I don't have anything to say.
And you know what? They broke ground on June 15th, 1970. The gates first opened on April 29th, 1972. You know what else happened that day? Birth of Christ. Just no, that's completely untrue as well. In no way is Kings Island affiliated with Jesus. Let's just put it that way.
Well, they do have faith days there at the park sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. They have faith days. So they are totally accepting of the Constitution and religion. Freedom of religion. Kings Island accepts that. Kings Island loves religion.
And they have church services on planes too, so...
That's I don't know if that's correct. They have
church
services on planes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Australia?
Yeah, a religious group, they're doing a missions trip, heck yeah.
Beginning.
Oh, I can see it. Okay, sure. All right. I'll grant you that, sir. Diesel, good point. Check one for Dan. All right.
That's up to the voters, actually.
Oh, well, in
the voters
county, sir. You
well, thank you. I love you.
All right, fair enough.
Love you forever.
I think that's about all of our time. As far as that goes. Dan, I'm going to kick it back to you.
Jesse.
Oh, sorry, Jesse.
Hey, that's cool. Alright, well, as I mentioned, the voting is up to you guys, so we need you to call in during commercial breaks, 775-5555.
And vote Kings Island.
And vote Kings Island.
Wright Brothers of Aviation.
Wright Brothers. Alrighty. Well, what was that? Alright, tonight I get to pick the songs, and I hope you like what's been picked.
Jesse's Choice!
Yes, it's Jesse's Choice night.
That sounds like a bad 80s sitcom.
That was my impersonation of Jesse.
Or like a Hallmark, or
Is
like
that
one of
really
those
what I sound
Oxygen
like?
movies.
I hope not.
Or like one of those Oxygen movies, Jesse's Choice.
The first song is by a new band called I'm Not a Pilot, which is no Debbie Downer against you, Dan, for voting for the Wright Brothers, but their song is called Mausoleum, and here goes. Students have the opportunity to ask.
Oh, get it! Oh, get it!
Oh, first point, right here. Kings Island!
For Disney World, that's not enough.
It's Kings Island!
You like the teacups.
This is like a soccer score.
I know.
Oh! Off the post!
Aviation.
Kings Island? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah!
True.
Mark it.
Well,
Alright. Fine. Wright Brothers.
yes! Who was that?
Alright, you just heard Sick Puppy's new song, Odd One. And we had quite a few callers over that break to vote.
Yeah.
And it went back and forth, but so far, Paramount's Kings Island. Oh wait, it's not even Paramount's Kings Island anymore.
Yeah.
It's been removed, so
Yeah.
ignore that.
That's true.
Kings Island has 4 votes. The Wright Brothers have 2. So this is a good battle so far.
Oh man.
All right, so what are the stipulations on this next round? Oh, by the way, this is the Kings Island side, the greatest place on Earth. I can't say happiest because I'm pretty sure Disney owns that, but Kings Island is the bee's knees of quality park entertainment. That's right. Public parks, eat your heart out. Get a roller coaster.
All right, well, round 2. Here's what's going down. Each team has the opportunity to ask the other team questions based on your own curiosity. So, Team 1, Wright Brothers, you got any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, I do have a question. How do you think the Park Kings Island? How do you think it's important to the Ohio culture?
The Ohio culture, I would say it's completely important to the Ohio culture, especially the southwest Miami Valley area. Because I mean, how many people in this room have been to Kings Island? That's right. This is a lie. Completely unanimous vote. Everybody.
Right.
There's like 30 people in here too, and it's great. Yeah, you can't hear them because these are special microphones. But yeah, I would say it's completely pivotal. I know a lot of people lost their virginity at Kings Island. There, I said it.
Weird.
All right. Any more questions there, Dan?
Well, we're going back and forth according to the round 2
Oh,
rules. So you
okay.
guys ask us something. We'll just keep
right.
going back and forth until Jesse cuts us off.
Okay. Anthony, do you have any questions for Dan?
No, I don't.
Okay. How many people have died on airplanes?
Well, a handful, but that was in the early
I would
days.
say that's more than a handful.
Well, airplane. Well, how many people have died at roller coasters with malfunctions of
Less than on
There are
airplanes.
terrorists on roller coasters.
That's right. Terrorists don't attack roller coasters. They do airplanes.
overseas maybe, but
Yeah. Well, there was that European Disney thing, but I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, Euro Disney was pretty bad, from what I hear.
Yeah.
But not the point. My point is, a lot more people have died on roller coasters died on airplanes than they have at Kings Island. I'm pretty sure. Didn't one of the Wright brothers die on one of the airplanes?
no,
He is entombed and shrouded.
the Wright brothers did not die on an airplane. That is not true.
No. Wasn't it like?
It's
that's
high-
right. Steve Wright, who had the nervous breakdown and disappeared from the face of the earth because that's what aviation does to people.
No.
It drives them mad.
It's
with
cool.
Power.
It's cool. Aviation is cool to watch because when they first had their first expo, I didn't mention this. Me and James didn't mention this, but back when they first showed the first airplane, which was on the Wright Force Base in Dayton, Ohio, it was a really big event. It was mind-blowing because, I mean, in 2010 we're used to mind-blowing things, the technology age, but 1903 was not the technology age. When they saw this, people were just like in awe. It was like the world had really changed forever. And on top of that, we've had wars over the years, and airplanes have played a pivotal part in winning wars for good countries. And if it weren't for airplanes, I don't know how many of our recent wars would go right now.
That may be true, Dan, but airplanes have also been used to win wars for bad countries. And you know who has never gone to war with anyone? Kings Island. That's right. Kings Island has never gone to war. Kings Island is a place of peace and happiness and everything nice. It's literally lined with cotton candy. How bad can it be? Yeah. That's right.
Well, I'll give you a check on that, so you and me have given each other checks. James?
He wants to say something.
All right.
Well, technically, Kings Island is at war. It's just not the same kind of war. It's at war with every other
I do
park.
not recognize the delegate from no team.
Well, I'll do this for both
That's
teams.
James.
Fair enough. That's not James.
No.
Sure it is. Right? People at home don't know.
Well, like I was saying, Kings Island is the battle with every other amusement park that people like to go to.
What amusement park? In Ohio?
Well, I'm not saying in Ohio, but you were saying people probably come from all over the country to go to Kings Island.
I don't know about that.
Oh, true. But, I mean, it's...
I'm sure they don't fly here from all over the country.
Well, here... yeah, they walk. Well, it's also probably competing against Cedar Point.
I don't know. Well, it's owned by Cedar Point, so that's a moot point.
Oh, I didn't know that. But still, they still have...
That's what it says on my sheet.
No,
But
that's-
as of March 1st, 2010, there have been talks of Paramount buying back Kings Island.
Yeah.
So Kings Island was so awesome that Paramount wants to own it twice.
They want it back.
They want it back.
They do miss it. I just want to call Top Gun again, because at the place now they changed it to Flight Deck, and I hate it. When I was there last summer, and you had to call these different names. Like there was Face Off. Used to when Paramount owned it was Face Off and Top Gun, and what was the other? I don't know what it was called. Those are two I can think of, but they changed the names, and it was really lame. So if Paramount owns it, it would go back to its rightfully named. So hopefully Paramount does buy it back soon.
All right, I have a question for you, Dan.
For James.
Well, you and James.
All right.
No, I forgot it though. Unfortunately, wait, it's gonna come back. Hold on. Oh, that's right. So, the Wright brothers invented flight, correct?
That's right.
Where did they test this?
They tested in science labs. They were really smart people. They test all sorts of theories.
Well, where did they test it? What's the license plate? Who is that? Whose license plate is that on? First in flight.
License plate? Airplanes, they don't have the traditional license plates.
I will tell you who. It's North Carolina. That's right, North Carolina. Because Ohio was so unimportant to the Wright brothers.
Well,
they went to North Carolina to test it.
Well, they went various places. Not what I've heard. They did go to North Carolina, but they went other places too, because they had to meet with scientists and had to meet with investors. But ultimately, Ohio that's why this school that we're in, Wright State University, was named after them. Because ultimately here they opened the first airport space, whatever the heck you call it.
I thought that was just because they had the bicycle shop in Dayton.
Well, that too.
Wait,
but
they didn't invent the bicycle either?
Well, I don't know. I know. Well, I do know they invented the airplane. I know about the bicycle
No,
part.
they didn't invent the bicycle. That was a joke. But no, I don't know. I'm still sticking with Kings Island because I have fun at Kings Island. I don't have fun on planes. That's right. I'm terrified of planes. How many people are terrified of planes? A lot. How many people are terrified of Kings Island? Not as many. That's right.
People out of the country can use a plane to fly to Kings Island. James, help me.
Here you go. Anthony, you take the next one.
Okay, ask me a question.
James, help me. You can think of something. Candy bar's on the line.
Candy bar. That's right.
Oh boy.
A giant one.
I want to whatchamacallit when I win this thing.
Ask me a question.
Sports team?
Sports team?
What?
Wait, what is
that's
sports
worthless.
team? What? Sports team? All right,
He's nervous.
I want to hear this train of thought. Sports team. James. Flight and sport. Oh, you're talking about the UD Flyers? That doesn't count, man.
I'm so confused.
Wright State Raiders. Does that mean that we like Vikings? Nope. That's right. We don't like Vikings because we.
I like
don't with
Vikings.
that mascot. That's right because you know what? It was offensive. Just like airplanes are offensive to the sky. Why? Because airplanes leave marks all over the sky. That's right.
No,
long,
oil
pretty
does
white
that.
Marks all over the. Actually, I think it's condensation, but anyway, but it's still marks. Blemishes on nature. That's right. What is natural and serene? Kings Island.
They do have a campsite there.
Boom! I haven't been hearing a lot from James, but we're gonna keep this above the belt, guys. And I'm still going with Kings Island. Kings Island, Kings Island, Kings Island, Kings Island. Because the more you say it, the more it makes it true. That's right, Kings Island, Kings Island.
No, airplanes are fun, baby.
Hey, if they don't have a question,
There's a risk in everything. Listen, there's a risk. Well, okay. You go and ask your question, and I'll rant.
Sure. All right. Now you're saying Kings Island is better.
That is correct. I'm saying it's better than aviation, yes.
Well, think about it. Which is more known? And, I mean, I'm not from the state of Ohio. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm from Western PA.
Uh-huh.
Well, I had no idea what Kings Island was until I drove past it this summer taking my sister to Texas.
But you had heard of it, correct?
No. I had never heard of Kings Island.
But whenever you drove by it, I mean, you had heard of it at that point.
At that point is the first time I'd ever heard it.
One might say it's known across America. Yeah. And again, I'm going to bring up the point of the Brady Bunch. Everybody loves the Brady Bunch, so everybody loves Kings Island.
Yeah, everybody from that.
Yeah, the Brady Bunch has been on a plane before, and they enjoyed it. In fact, in the Brady Bunch, since you're bringing up the Brady Bunch...
Excuse me, didn't the Brady Bunch use a plane to fly to Hawaii? And they had a horrible time in Hawaii, if I am recalling
Well, that's
the
their fault.
episode correctly.
Well, that was at...
Hurt his arm with the tiki.
In the Brady...
Idol.
I know, in the Brady movie, that movie they did in the 90s, they had a great time. They did a song on the airplane. It was awesome. It was like Good Time Groovin' or
They
whatever.
also did that at the mall, and I'm not condoning malls, but I am condoning Kings Island.
there's a high risk to everything with airplanes and Kings Island. You could die walking out your front door.
You know what?
Airplane is or
That is true. You know what Kings Island also has? A giant Eiffel Tower. So therefore, Kings Island
filled with gold.
That's right, dipped in gold. But Kings Island, therefore, even makes France cool. How many can aviation say that? The Concorde couldn't make France cool. That's right, but Kings Island can. Why? Because they have a replica, a third-scale replica, and it's always been there. And it's a staple of Ohio, and it's a symbol of its economy. Its economy. Kings Island, Kings Island, Kings Island.
Well, while Kings Island reaches a community, airplanes are good for people that have charities, they have events they got to go to help people. Airplanes, they gets them there quicker, and they land on airplanes, and the kids get excited when they come, and they can deliver goods, like especially on private jets. There's like few people on there, and there's like big boxes of food and material. I know, but
does Kings Island do airplanes have Fear Fest?
Airplane?
That's right, they don't. They don't have a whole month of celebrating Halloween.
You can take an airplane and go anywhere in the world. Kings Island, you have to. If you get there by plane or car, you're there for a few hours. However, if you really enjoy an airplane, you can have really long flights. Not only that, but you can watch movies there. There's little radio stations you can listen to on the plane. You can talk. There could be some hot waitress up there you can talk to. You can make out with her. Yeah. You ever heard of the Mile High Club? The Mile High Club.
Operator at Kings Island.
The Mile High Club, baby.
That's yeah. No.
Let's not bring the Mile High Club into this.
Yeah.
Let's not cheapen this debate with ribald lies like this. But I don't know. I see your point, but I don't agree with it. I do not agree with it, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm afraid of airplanes, and I'm not afraid of Kings Island. Why? Because there's stuffed animals in the streets at Kings Island. There's fountains that are just there for making it look beautiful. There are roller coasters that just blow your mind. Nope. I'm going to go with Kings Island on this one, man.
But robberies have taken place at Kings Island. More crimes have taken place at a theme park than is on a plane.
Have happened on airplanes.
But not as often as theme parks. See, in a plane, it's in a small area. Not only that, but you have to go through an airport, and there's security everywhere to make sure.
Is that?
Well, it's safe. Makes you feel safe. And at Kings Island, there's like a little line you go through. There's so many people. And children can get lost at a theme park, but you can't get lost. No, you cannot.
Not on the airplane. That's two different.
Well, that's
totally
true,
separate
sure.
different things. We're not talking about the airport.
I don't know.
How much time do we have, Jesse?
I think you guys can ask each other one more question, and then we're gonna hear some tunes.
All right, I'll give it to you guys. What's your?
All right,
question
James
for
is going to
us?
ask it.
We have to brainstorm our question.
Tell me about Tower Johnny,
What?
the ghost that haunts the Eiffel Tower.
Exactly, it's haunted. How awesome is that? Kings Island's haunted? How many airplanes can say, oh, there's a spooky ghost? Scooby-Doo could, roll up into Kings Island, solve a mystery. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that in an airplane? No, because they're less mobile. That made
Now ask us.
That makes sense.
with it.
Okay, ask us something. All
All
right.
right. Can Scooby-Doo solve a mystery on an airplane as
Yes.
well as he could in Kings Island?
Yes, he
I'll
has.
tell you why. No, because if Paramount buys it back, they will own Scooby-Doo because they own Hanna-Barbera.
What does that mean? You can let they love Scooby-Doo.
They own the rights to Scooby-Doo.
We know
why would they
Scooby-
have on an airplane?
You know,
They
Scooby-Doo
confirm
still has a ride at the whatchamacallit. I was at there
and
this.
neither confirm nor deny that.
Listen, this past summer, Scooby-Doo, there's like a thing you get on a little inside building, and you can shoot lasers and score
Which is
points.
Awesome. You
It was named after
get to shoot lasers and score points.
We almost need Will Autry, the guy who's actually a.
Yeah, W.
Yeah, he's
absolutely.
actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's actually a person there. Who also was talking to me about how they sold off everything Scooby-Doo.
What?
How they sold off everything Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that's true. But Paramount's thinking of buying it back because they want it so much they're willing to pay that top dollar twice.
All right, you guys are good at this stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, we try.
You're welcome.
That's right.
Okay, well, here's the deal. The next round would be round 3, so you have a couple more opportunities to vote for your team of liking. But also over the break, beyond voting, I'd like to hear some questions from our listeners for these lovely debaters.
Ooh.
So,
You said debaters. Oh, wait. Never mind, that's not funny.
no, it's not. Okay, so call in 775-5555 and let me know what you want to ask them. and we'd like to hear your vote. All right, we're back on Ohio is on Fire with our great debaters.
I just want the viewers out, the listeners out there rather, to know that Kings Island has such a strong case. People are literally coming into the stadium.
No, that is no.
Only because
you
you
kidnapped
her
her.
into the stadium.
Only because I chased her.
You
down,
brainwashed that little girl.
Dragged her into the station. Yes, it's true. But once in here, who did she vote for? Hold on, guys.
You brainwashed her.
That's right. Yes.
I see it.
Yes,
Mm.
out in the hall.
Oh.
I know you saw it. Come back and vote for Kings Island. But yes, I did. Thank you. I heard it. Kings Island.
No,
Yeah.
no.
All right,
fair
well,
enough,
come
fair
in and vote. Come in and vote.
You can come in and vote for aviation. Your Wright Brothers invented the aviation.
The current
You mean the
total,
Lane Brothers?
No, no.
The current total is Kings Island 5, Wright Brothers 3.
Boom shakalaka.
So we need more phone calls. More people out in the hallway to come on in and cast your vote.
Great.
All right, this is
Great.
round 3.
Now there are 4 rounds, correct?
4 rounds.
All right, fantastic. I got to start pacing myself. Anthony, by request of your sister, even though she did vote for aviation, I'm gonna make you feel this one, all right?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. This is what I have to deal with every week, people.
It's tough.
What was my question?
You don't have one yet. You're a good listener, too. All right.
He's a calm major.
Okay, so the first question, we had a couple questions over the phone. Would roller coasters exist without airplane technology or science stuff
No.
that they found?
Yes, I believe
Yes.
they would.
And why?
Why, Anthony? Because they existed before aviation.
They existed
No.
before it? I don't know.
That is correct.
Well, we had
They did.
trains, and
Well,
then
they made-
somebody was like, let's make a train that's like really fun and goes around corners really fast. So they did that, and it was a great idea.
Let me take this. Let me take
No,
this.
well,
Actually,
I go
yes,
after
they
you.
did. I believe in the mid 1800s as opposed to the late 1800s.
1885.
1885 is when roller coasters were invented.
Yep, with
Now,
wood.
But they didn't use the
You
same
guys-
stuff they used for
didn't
airplanes.
the Wright Brothers start developing the airplane in 1890? So I think we
Yeah.
beat you by 5 years.
No, hold on a second. No, that's not okay. Let me speak. Listen, when they use the roller coasters and Ferris wheels are different. See, Ferris wheels are considered roller coasters, but thing is, for little rides, they have like mechanics and like kind of like how you turn a clock, only larger. With today's roller coasters, you're referring to modern age, they wouldn't exist without aviation airplanes, such as the high-speed oils they use for
I don't know what
airplanes.
you're talking about.
Yes, it's
That's
true.
right,
Look it
that's
up.
Right. Okay. What you're saying is that aviation definitely helped to improve upon the roller coaster design. But roller coasters would exist if aviation were.
No, not the roller coasters we have. We'd have Ferris wheels.
Roller
Since the
coasters
1800s.
would be,
Exactly.
We have crappy woody ones, but
The Wright Brother plane.
Right, but the
planes were
question
even-
is, would they
made out of
exist
wood.
if it had not been for aviation? Yes, they would, because even if they were made out of wood, it would still be a roller coaster. Point us, I think.
no, point me.
How's it a point?
Because if you go to Kings Island or Cedar Point or whatever, you see these 300 feet tall roller coasters. That wouldn't have been possible without the inventions of the airplane. Because these things they were making in the mid 1800s,
But
they
we're
had
not-
little wooden ones, but they weren't very big.
But we aren't arguing that. We're arguing that you're saying that roller coasters wouldn't exist if it weren't for aviation.
Actually,
as
roller
they are
coasters-
known now.
roller
But
coasters-
they would exist even though they were made of wood. They're still a roller coaster. Aviation technology did improve upon the design of roller coasters, but roller coasters had already been around for 5 years, and just recently the aviation design has improved upon it. So aviation is not a factor in whether or not roller coasters would be around, because roller coasters beat aviation by 5 years.
Now, the thing is, roller coasters wasn't called roller coasters until like the late 1940s, and it was a scientific theory that when the thing is moving, it's got wheels, and the coaster has to do with the movement. It's all on there. It's on Wikipedia, but whatever.
I understand what you're saying, but the fact is, roller coasters, in the form they are now, even if they were not known as roller coasters, were around 5 years before an airplane, right? Is that what we're hearing?
James, help me.
Let's go with yes.
James?
Help me, James.
1885, first roller coaster was made.
Yep.
Okay, 1890, first airplane.
That would be a glider.
Well, glider. Well, but I'm going to count that as an airplane.
Just asks another
5
question.
years, we beat you by 5 years.
Well, that's a good point,
So
but
Kings Island was
it's
around
debatable.
long before aviation.
Well, we'll see. It's kind of murky,
I
but
have a side note. Did anyone know that this new technology of a car turning into a plane? Have you seen this?
no.
Like literally within
It's
60 seconds.
Like
Not new
mask.
technology.
No, okay, but it's
Mhm.
crazy to me. I saw it, and they're talking about having a company from Dayton manufacture these things.
What?
Yeah, and I'm not trying to like lean anybody one way or the other, but that is pretty
You
crazy.
can drive
Yeah.
a car like crazy and pretend it's a roller coaster.
I don't know what that was really supporting.
that supports me.
Kings Island.
Airplanes are the closest roller coasters there is. You can go all worldwide on a roller coaster. You only go like 33 around. So there you go.
All right, well here's a random question for you. If you were stuck in one place for the rest of your life, would you rather be on an airplane or at Kings Island?
Kings Island.
No
Kings
airplane.
Maybe if I was
But you-
first
I'd
class-
have
You
to
can go
agree
place-
with Kings Island on this.
You can see the world on the airplane. You can only
But
see.
you would have to see it through the porthole.
No, you can see it through a window. There's a nice little window you can see. All the windows you can see. And while roller coasters, you might be stuck upside down. You could die within an hour. Airplanes, you can last a few. You can last a few days.
Well, I mean, if you were stuck in one place forever, I would rather die in an hour than hang out for the rest of my life in an airplane. Sorry.
But you can walk at Kings Island.
That's true, but
You can walk on an airplane, and you can use. There's a bathroom on the airplane. You can go use a bath. You can't use a bathroom when you're stuck on a roller coaster.
that's true. That's true.
There's
That's,
showers
Point one
at
for
Kings
me
Island.
there
and
are
James.
showers. There's showers, food, and bathrooms. Many of these at Kings Island. There's only 2 bathrooms underneath.
But you can't use them. You're stuck on a roller coaster. You can if you're
Why
stuck
would
on
you
an
be stuck on a
airplane.
roller coaster?
Yeah,
That's
that
the
wasn't
point.
part of the question.
You'd
That
be,
What was the-
Yeah,
you'd be
you're
Supposed-
stuck
at Kings
on a
Island.
roller coaster.
Hold on, guys.
All right.
No, me.
We're
I s-
begging for voters right now.
We are begging for voters. We're begging for listeners.
Yes.
Hey.
All right. I don't know, you guys. Which do you think is more fun? I know this has kind of been argued
Kings
a little
Island.
bit, but
Get on an airplane.
being on an airplane.
Peeing on an air. Oh,
Peeing- I don't know. You guys, this has to be more exciting.
no, it is exciting because Kings
Do we have
Island
another
is
commercial break
awesome.
before?
We can only have so much Kings
tell
We've
Island.
got
jokes.
some time.
Tell jokes.
All right, we're going to go into... All right, we're back, and we have entered into our final round. You guys each have an opportunity to make your closing remarks and persuade all of our listeners. So here goes, you guys. Let's hear it.
All right. Kings Island is going to go first. Anthony, would you like to begin the closing arguments, or would you like me to? Anthony, you are a radio master, sir. Head nods, very effective on the radio. Okay. This is my argument for Kings Island. Kings Island is a bright spot in an otherwise dreary state and times in America. Kings Island is like the like the rising sun in the morning, waking you up, rejuvenating you for a brand new day. It's got roller coasters. As I stated before, its streets are lined with cotton candy and stuffed animals. That's right, stuffed animals and cotton candy. Delicious. It's pretty much the greatest place on earth. And as I stated before, this is a total lie, but Eiffel Tower dipped in gold, painted over blue. Why? Because people were getting gold flakes in their eye. That's right, and not many people can say that on an airplane, can they? No. And I'm just gonna say, greatest place on earth. There, it's out there. That's my closing argument. Greatest
Island,
place
Kings
on
Island.
earth. Kings Island, Kings Island, Kings Island, Kings Island.
All right.
Wright Brothers, argue it.
All right. Well, first of all, when you go to the Eiffel Tower at Kings Island, the highest you can go is like 50 feet or 60 feet or whatnot. But on an airplane, you can see the top of the clouds from 500 feet above. I'm not good with my numbers, but it's way up there. And on top of that, have you ever watched a movie? The most exciting movies ever made was filmed on airplanes as opposed to theme parks. Ever heard of Snakes on a Plane? You ever heard of Red Eye?
The Aviator, that's about planes.
The Aviator, yes. Highlander, Tommy Boy.
Airplane.
That's right, and so I hope you guys understand my argument. Also, it's important for stuff too. If people have an emergency and they need to get they're cross country, they can visit their family, they can book a flight. So not only is it fun, but it's very important. Like Kings Island's just fun. But airplanes are fun and important. So that's my argument. And James agrees. So.
What?
Enthusiasm.
James not even paying attention.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've got 1 minute commercial here coming up, and this is your last opportunity to vote.
775-5555. And if you spell that out on your keypad, it spells Kings Island. Ironically enough, it doesn't really.
So,
775-5555.
call in. Last opportunity to vote. All right. This debate is over, and we have a winner. Kings Island, total of 7 votes. Wright Brothers,
Oh no.
5.
Oh no.
What does that smell? Defeat! That's what it is!
Oh no.
That was a good debate, guys.
Yeah, good job.
Good debate.
You got
We had
lucky.
to wipe the floor with you, but
You got
it's
luck.
all right.
You got
It's all right.
lucky.
It's all right.
I'm going to cheer up because I got 6 incredible young men in this studio. They do something really unique here in this community. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we're going to interview them. So introduce yourselves, everyone.
How's it going? I'm Ryan Riccozzi, part of Phi Sigma Phi fraternity. I'm the treasurer.
I'm Zach Rupert. I am the president of the fraternity.
I'm Kyle Kloppenstein, and I'm the corresponding secretary.
My name's Justin Fear, and I'm the recording secretary.
Hey, I'm Brody Gann. I'm the vice president of Phi Sigma Phi, and I'm also the president of the Greek Affairs Council. How you doing?
My name is James McCauley, and I'm the former president of the chapter.
All right, Phi Sigma Phi. How about that? So, you are a fraternity now. There's 6 of you here tonight. How many members are there in Phi Sigma Phi right now, estimately?
We have 18 members right now, but we also have 4 associates, which are guys going through the quote-unquote pledge process.
All right. So, what is the number one main purpose of the existence of your group? Like, what is the thing that you do that people would remember you guys for? Make you be Phi Sigma Phi.
That'd probably be, we just actually had this last week, and it was our Marty Party. It's our philanthropy event that we host over at WO's. We collect door money, and the sororities also collect money, and this year we were able to raise $4,500. So we're, between our philanthropy and the sororities philanthropy, we'll be able to donate to charity. So we're looking at about $3,000 is going to the Dayton Public Schools for a program to help tutor kids that are running behind in classes and stuff. So.
All right. Now, I know fraternities, I know there's like a national thing, there's national links and all that stuff. Do you guys, other than the Phi Sigma Phi here in Wright State, how many other Phi Sigma Phis do you know of, like here in America?
There's actually 9 chapters in 3 colonies throughout the nation, located in like Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia and Tennessee.
All right. And do you know of any like famous members of these groups? Well, like say like political figure or sports athlete or anyone that acted in movies? Do you know of?
Well, actually, we weren't really created until 1988, so we haven't had really anybody famous, but soon.
Okay, I was
soon.
curious. All right. 1988. All right. Now I'm trying to think. Now, so here on campus, how do you feel like you're well represented among fraternities and sororities here? Do you feel like you have a voice?
Among the Greek life, yes, I feel like we are one of the chapters out there vocal and also very participate on campus. Wright State, though, does not allow Greeks to be as active as much as most other college campuses that you hear about with Greek life and stuff. It's kind of hard being a commuter campus and having people come in and stuff like that. But as in Greek life, yes, I feel like we're very active among them.
Okay. I know you guys, fraternities in general, they get the stereotype of they always drink a lot. All they do is drink and bully people. Such as the TV show Greek. That's when I ever watched that show. That's what you always see like a Greek guy doing. They're drinking and bullying people. I want you guys to be honest and tell me if that is any way true, and if it's not true, how you guys combat the idea that all you guys do is drink.
Well, I mean, my take on it, I think it's real lame. I mean, come on now. I mean, as far as stereotypes go, everyone knows they're not real. I mean, we're just like when we had Marty Party, who raised over $3,000 for, a great charity, helping young kids out in Dayton, helping them go to school. But we have members in our fraternity that don't drink. I mean, there's plenty of guys out there in Greek life who don't drink. But if I had to say so, the percentage of Greek men who drink as compared to the people at Wright State who drink. I mean, come on now. It's college. I mean, does anybody else have anything to add?
I agree. I think that Greeks are put out there because it's easier to stereotype them or basically put them under a microscope and say, oh, look, you're Greek, you're drinking, you're doing something wrong. But if you look at Wright State in general as a campus-wide and did that to everyone, I think those would all come up. I think Greek life is more active than the normal people at Wright State. So we're out there, we're doing philanthropy events, doing rush events, doing this and that. Where I think a lot of the other Wright State students who aren't involved are just out partying every weekend. So I think the stereotype is absolutely not true, and it's just TV shows and Animal House and all that just kind of put these stereotypes on us, and they're not true. That's why they sell TV, because they're so far out there. It's not real life.
Wow. Good answer. Anyone else?
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, you go.
It goes to the fact that compared to a Wright State student, we drink as much as a regular Wright State student compared to a Greek student. It doesn't matter. We're the same people. We might... we drink about the same. It doesn't matter.
Alright, well I want to know this. Within the state of Ohio, what do you think can improve? Like any sort of way of life, like maybe economics, politically, or just whatever. What do you think can improve the state of Ohio and why?
The Browns, maybe?
Oh.
I think that'll bring wonders to us, especially Cleveland.
Bengals.
Yeah, they made the playoffs. They're okay.
You need something more realistic there. I mean, Bengals and Browns, they're not gonna improve.
Well, I think you're wrong. I just hope Ocho Cinco breaks something on Dancing with the Stars.
Hey!
I don't know. I would more so Wright State campus. I really wish more people would take a proactive role and see what Greek life's all about. I mean, like you said, we have this stigma and the stereotype that goes along with Greek life, and I think a lot of people just don't give it a chance. You know what I mean? Just maybe just come out to an event, check it out, really see what we're all about, see what our values are. Like Phi Sigma Phi, our values are honor, justice, wisdom, and excellence. I mean, it's what every single member believes in, our core values, not only in the organization, but as a person as a whole. So, I don't know. I definitely think that Wright State Greek life could be just way more than what it is right now.
Yeah, I know you guys do a lot. You talked about one event earlier. Plug your upcoming events. Just what are you going to be up to in the next few months and so? That might be important for people.
Quarter's winding down, so pretty much just focusing on academics, get the grades, so we enjoy spring break, and then coming back from spring break, we'll be hitting a rush season real hard this year. We do spring rush, we'll have tons of events. They'll be posted all over campus. Usually we do something up at Quaker State, some football or basketball on campus. Movie night, some kind of sporting. Usually during the fall we do NFL, like we'll watch Monday Night Football. So just really hang out and kind of get to know all the guys, because that's the easiest way to kind of recruit new guys and stuff, is just get to know everyone on a personal level. So.
Okay. Anyone want to add?
Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, that's good. All right. Now, do you guys have any shout-outs? All of you, I'm sure, have someone. Just shout-outs, family, friends, whatever.
At Marty Party, I know that the Kappa Deltas had an amazing turnout. So.
Yes, we'd like to just thank again all the sororities and fraternities who came out and supported us during Marty Party. Without them, I mean, we couldn't have done it. We did all the planning and everything, but with their support, they really made it work. So.
Give a shout out to all our friends at Brad Wolf's house that are listening to us right now, texting us during this whole ordeal.
All right.
And also my girlfriend Jen, she's been texting me too. So Barb is my hero still, even though you don't like it.
Oh wow. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. How you guys get your money other than your events? Are there other ways people can donate to you guys or donate to your causes?
Well, I mean, we pay for friends, so that's I'm just joking. I mean, that's the stereotype. We pay for our friends. But no, our dues do go towards helping us do activities, brotherhood events, the wing night that we usually pick up associates' bills, stuff like that. A lot of it does go to our insurance, national insurance. So if one of us do get hurt at any point in time, that we are covered by the insurance through our fraternity. We actually had lost a brother in another chapter over the summer, and in a car accident, and some of the insurance money and our dues helped pay for that funeral for that family. So I mean, it does go to a good cause. I know a lot of people always just think you pay for friends, I'm wasting money, you're buying booze and whatnot, but it goes to a good cause. But some of it does get kicked back to us to do movie night, brotherhoods. We do some fundraising. We did Yankee Candles because around Mother's Day it's a great sale, easy to do.
We also work a lot of center events. they're pretty cool about that. And like we'll work the concession stand, and some of the money that we make from that comes back to the brothers, either to help them pay for their dues or just helps out with our own financial responsibilities. Like we have a formal coming up, and we can use some of the money for that. So a lot of great things.
Now, anything that maybe I've asked you yet, or it's something that's on your mind, is there anything else you would like to add this evening before you leave? Anything at all?
Yeah, I'd like to add one thing, just about like stereotypes of Greeks. Like back in the 80s, there was a lot of hazing and stuff that went on, and it was kind of like, you know, normal. And then during the 90s, it really got brought out, you know, into the media, you know, kids getting in trouble, like getting beat and all this kind of crazy stuff. And, you know, those, you know, that bad rap on fraternities really hasn't left. And, you know, hazing is kind of a thing of the past. Like, I know that I didn't get hazed. Like, I thought when I came into it that I was going to get, like, paddled or have to do something humiliating. Yeah. But I was actually very surprised that I didn't have to do anything that I wasn't uncomfortable with. And, you know, like, a lot of the stereotypes of the past are just kind of gone. But TV doesn't let that down. And there's always, you know, those few bad apples that ruin it for everybody. So kind of have to work on our PR and try to get people to see who we really are.
Wow, okay, well, that's a good answer. Well, that's all. I'm all out of questions, but thank you guys for coming. Give yourselves a hand. All right, good job. All right. Lovely. I did not forget, it is now time for OMVP, Ohio's most valuable pedestrian. Ooh. And this is kind of a little bit funny what this one guy did. But anyway, I want to talk. It was an interesting headline for all the news stories in Ohio. But an Ohio man, he bulldozed his own home so he can avoid foreclosure. Ever heard about this? Terry Hoskins says he struggled with the River Hills Bank over his home in Muscow, Ohio for years and had problems with the Internal Revenue Service. He says the IRS placed lines on his carpet store and commercial property, and the bank claimed his house as collateral. Hoskins says he owns $160,000 on the house. He says he spent a lot of money on attorneys and finally just had enough. About 2 weeks ago, he bulldozed the home, which is 25 miles southeast of Cincinnati. Messages were left for the bank and its attorneys. IRS spokeswoman Jody Reynolds said individual taxpayer information is private, and the federal law prevents her from commenting. So Terry Hoskins, this guy bulldozed his house. I guess it was a way for the bank to not get his money. That is incredibly brave, because you would think someone would get arrested over that. He still might. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be lawsuits. That's just outrageous. I'd like to know, where did he get a bulldozer from? Because it ain't like you can't just walk up to your local car lot and you can ask to buy a bulldozer from your car agent. Okay, right here we got a Ford, we got a Heidi Honda. Oh, right here is a bulldozer. You can buy that too. So, Mr. Terry Hoskins, you are this week's OMVP, Ohio's most valuable pedestrian. Yay! Congratulations to Terry Hoskins. Wow, brave guy. It is now time for the Ohio's on Fire final message, and I want to talk about reunions. Reunions are just a great idea. I know you hear of family reunions, class reunions. I think reunions can be just about anything. Like, say if you did something cool, you can reunite with that person like 10 years later. Because life is short, you just got to reunite. There are a lot of places you can go to reunite at, such as Kings Island. Have the 20th anniversary of the WWSU DJs. We'll go to Hammerjacks. Woohoo! It's time to reunite. Let's remember the good old days.